This is a pre-launch video, and by that I mean I'm sitting in a mostly empty house. My son's family has packed up all around me in the last week to make me also ready to go. I've packed me up. Most of it's already in the car. My son-in-law will come in the morning and fit a few things into his car, and we will caravan, in the truest sense of the word, caravan, the 1,000 miles from Cedar Hills, Utah to Santa Rosa, Missouri in 2 days. We'll get to the Colorado-Nebraska line tomorrow if all goes well, and then the following day another 8 hours of driving to get to Cameron, because I bought an old church. Can't call it an old church. It was built probably around the 1950s. I've seen aerial photos of it from 1958 when it had the parson's house or minister's house, whatever you call a Baptist preacher, next door. So I bought the church and 1/3 of an acre in what is called Santa Rosa. It was never incorporated. I bought it sight unseen because the price was right. The asking price was $25,000. I ended up paying a little bit less than that. Now, I've done a lot of great adventures in my life. I was a diplomat. I traveled around the world. I've moved multiple times. I went to war zones in dangerous areas. And I gotta say, there's maybe at least as much anxiety in this move as with any other I've ever done. The unknowns are immense. Like I said, I bought this place sight unseen. I know that the building has been vacant for 7 years and that it hasn't been used as a church for over 10 years. I know that it is not a house, but that's what I want to turn it into. It has the chapel, which is 25 feet by 40 feet, more or less. I'll make more certain measurements when I get there on Monday. It has a couple of classrooms and a kind of a potluck dinner space in the back with a little kitchen, but no appliances right now. I'll have to buy those. I've been in touch with the public utilities, and I've made some arrangements to have electricity and water there, but I don't think they're completely ready. I don't know when I will begin sleeping in there. The realtor laughed that debugging usually means getting rid of the little problems, but in this case it might actually mean getting rid of the bugs and the spiders and maybe the possums and skunks and foxes and whatever else comes into a building that hasn't been used in 7 years. If you want to see it on Google Maps, in a later video, I'll do a better job of that, but you can see it at 6045 Northeast Main Street, Pattonsburg, Pottonsburg, Missouri, 64670. It's a beautiful white former Santa Rosa Baptist church. In future videos, I'll give a history of the place, who the trustees were, when it was built, the story of Santa Rosa, a look around, what folks do in that area. We'll get to know some of the neighbors, hopefully. And as a historian and genealogist, I will base myself there and get into some of the local history and some of the older history. And I'm just really looking forward to that part. I'm just not looking forward to the part where I probably am going to be like a squatter or camper in a building that doesn't have, well, I won't move in until there's utilities, but doesn't have appliances and doesn't have a solid plan. I've got several plans of what I want to do to the place, but yeah, here we go. Tomorrow morning, starting out on a 1,000-mile 2-day road trip to go to a place I've never been before to convert an old church into a house. And I invite you to come along with me. Bye now.